I'm here today with Graham Bloom from EPLAN UK. Graham's one of our senior consultants and he will be doing the free webinar day on Friday the 26th of October. Graham, what webinars are we having on Friday the 26th of October?
There were two webinars. First one at 10 o'clock will be for EPLAN Pro Panel. And the second one is at 12 o'clock. It's one of our tips and tricks sessions. And this one is involved with importing and exporting part information.
Great. And what can people expect from these webinars?
For the Pro Panel webinar, it's a demonstration showing how engineers can design panels, cabinets, junction boxes or enclosures in 3D. And the tips and tricks will be looking at information on how part information can be transferred from one system to another or exported from EPLAN to an ERP or purchasing system.
Great. And what are the benefits of attending these webinars?
Users or customers will look at the benefits of both Pro Panel and tips and tricks. For the Pro Panel, the main benefits are visualization of the panel design, so you can actually see how the components are laid out and see if they're correctly laid out. And also you may wish to mount components on not just the mounting panel but doors, divider panels, the top of the enclosure or indeed the sides. There are tools in there for laying out ducting and rails to make it easy for the designer to quickly lay out where the wires and the components are going to be mounted. There's a buzz bar system generator on it, so if you use buzz bars, particularly in the top of your enclosure, got a tool to make that a bit easier. During the design, you can have collision detection to make sure parts aren't hitting each other or interfering with each other, and that does include an allowance, so if you have to allow heat dissipation or you've got to allow space for large cables to come into the component, make sure there's enough room above or below or to the sides of that component to make sure it's not interfering with too many other components. You can use the Rittel configurator if you use Rittel products to configure your enclosure, and that enclosure is then imported directly into the EPLAN Pro Panel system. Once the design is complete, you can then use the Rittel Therm product to check for heat dissipation and check whether the system needs a cooling unit. So for example, if a panel is going to the tropics, you might want to make sure that there's a cooling system to keep the temperature down and so on. The designer then has the tools to create 2D detailed drawings, so dimensioned layouts to make sure that the panel builder himself can lay out the components correctly and in the right place. And also that produces a bill of materials to make sure you get the parts listed on the drawing. Another benefit of the completion of the panel is you can export directly to machining systems such as Perforex and Secorex and Steinhauer, or indeed you can export to DXF or DWG if you don't have any of those systems and you want to manufacture or cut the holes yourself. Another benefit once all that is complete is then you can use the Pro Panel wiring, what's called the process wiring product, to lay out all the wiring inside your panel. As far as the tips and tricks is concerned, you may have a situation where you've got a parts database that's getting too big, too unwieldy, too big and difficult to manage. So you may want to break that parts database down into 2 or 3 smaller databases. It could be you're exporting to another system, maybe converting from a local system to a network system. And finally, you may wish to create a customer-specific parts database. So if you're doing a job for a specific customer and they use a preferred manufacturer, you can create parts databases specific to that manufacturer or to that customer.
They sound like two very informative webinars. And who exactly are the webinars for?
The Pro Panel, they're both mainly for customers, but the Pro Panel in particular for customers who have been doing their layouts in 2D and are looking to do their layouts in 3D because maybe they've had a few issues when they come to build the panel. It could be that their customers are asking for more detailed layouts in 3D, and it may be that it's customer driven in that respect. From the point of view of tips and tricks, it again is mainly aimed at customers who may be having difficulties with parts management and are looking for solutions to manage their parts database a lot better.
That's great. Thank you very much, Graham.
You're welcome.
You can register for our webinars on our website. Just go to www.eplan.co.uk. If you click on Services, Training and Live Webinars, you can register for the webinars then. We hope to see you there.
Thank you.